All right, so today's workout is going to be a 14-minute mobility flow. So you're going to want to set up your Tabata app like this. Okay, so it's 14 minutes, 1 to 3 cycles if you need today. And we're going to be doing a minute of work with about 15 seconds just to transition into the next exercise. So make sure you've got a lot of mat space. We're going to be moving around quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to start kicking off this shortly. We're going to start in a down dog position. Okay, so I'll be coaching you guys through it. I'm going to kick this timer on. You might hear it in the background. I'm going to start in about 10 seconds. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plant our hands underneath the shoulders, planting the back feet, and we're going to work on right now just going from down dog to up dog. So we're going to spread the feet, spread the hands. You're going to make sure here you're tucking your tailbone under your body. Okay, from here what we're going to do is gently come forward, drop the hips. What we want to do is push the shoulders down away from the ears and look up. You want to not have any tension though in the traps as we're pushing down. You're trying to release the hips. Dig my toes back in, trying to breath out between the feet. I'm going to come all the way back down. Big deep breath in. Exhale between the feet. And each time what you're trying to do is reach your hips up to the ceiling and tuck your tailbone under. Push your elbow pits if you can forward. Okay, and you're just trying to see what's going on with your body today. We're going to drop back down. We're going to hold here for 10 seconds. I'm going to push my shoulders down, push my chest forward and up, slightly look up, drive my elbow pits forward. Perfect. That's the first one. So we have 15 seconds. We're going to go into what's called a down dog reach through. Okay, so while you guys are setting up, what we're going to do is turn the body. Take the hand, reach through the outside of the calf, look through. Okay, so from the side, it looks like this. I'm going to turn, look through. Okay, I'm going to shift my hips a little bit forward, turn, and I'm looking through that entire corner, grabbing my calf. Okay, so I'm really trying to, if you can, even reach your hand through. Okay, again, we don't want to round it back up. And we're constantly, so what we're trying to do here is reach side to side. You're going to start feeling this in the lateral part of your calves. You can start really feeling your hamstrings reach up. And just make sure you take your head and you turn it through. I like to actually take my hands, go through, grab my calf, and sit back. And that we're constantly doing this back and forth. Okay, pushing through and tucking the tailbone simultaneously. We are trying to hold these for a little bit longer than normal, maybe 1, 2, 3. Get another side. Turn the head all the way through, look through the armpit. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, so we got about 15 seconds. The last thing we're going to do is we're just going to hold the down dog position and try to stay as strong as you can. The biggest thing people do is they scoop their butts out. Okay, what we really need to work on doing is tucking the tailbone under at the top position. So we don't want to be like this. You have a curve, you want to actually take your tailbone and tuck it under. Okay, so we're going to stay here. What we're going to do is we're going to try to widen out in this down dog position and stay here. Okay, so you're really trying to widen your feet. I might slip a little bit. Okay, looking through and constantly pushing back while tucking the tailbone. Don't let the feet spread out. And if you can, inch your hands and your feet a little bit wider. Again, you're trying to spread your fingertips, spread your feet. Okay, you're just trying to wiggle around a little bit and get strong in this position. If you can, think about right now pinching the floor together with your feet. Okay, you should feel that in your groin. Okay, you're going to squeeze your quads right now. Make them as stiff as you can. Try to make your entire body now stiff. Press your hands into the floor, feet into the floor, pull your belly into your spine, and we're going to relax down. Okay, so things are about to get a lot quicker. So we're going to work into now are some spinal twists. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down the ground. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the foot in half. We're going to turn. I'm going to see if we can get that down. We're going to look. Okay, so then we're going to bring that back down. So by curling the heel, using my hamstrings, so I'm going to lift up, so use your glute here, up and over. We're trying to open up that hip just a little bit. Okay, so these aren't done fast. I want you to feel it. So you got glute, and then I'm going to drive that glute over, look and turn. Okay, coming back to the other side. Okay, this time I'm going to try to lift up a little bit higher. and I'm trying to open that hip up at the end range. Okay, bring it back down. Again, I want to curl. So that should feel your hamstring. Lift through the heels, your glute. Turn and reach, open that hip. Other side. Turn, we really want to make sure the neck is looking the opposite position. Bring that hip back in, up, over, and across. Perfect. Now, see, the thing is, the next exercise to build on for that, we're going to start using the upper body to open up. So the next exercise for a minute is we're going up, and then after the foot hits, we're going to open the chest and the arms and the ceiling, reach back, reaching that hip as well. Trying to get the hip and the shoulder almost aligned. Okay, bring my hand back down, hip back down. So it goes hip, then shoulder. So I want to get that hip all the way open. I'm going to try to hit the floor first, open up that hip a little farther, open up the shoulder, and see if I can align those together. And really pushing through that upper body, opening up the chest and the back, coming back down. Again, up, over, and pushing back. You might feel those in some strange places. Okay, then I'm going to bring it back down. Again, up, hip, shoulder coming up. We're still driving that hip as you drive the shoulder back, looking up, over, and across. Okay, shoulder comes down, hip. So you're always going hip. Once my hip is open, matching it with the shoulder, then shoulder, hip. Wonderful. Okay. So from here, we're going to go into one that I used to do all the time, which is a hip bridge and a reach. There's a small little variation we're going to be putting on it today. So I want you guys to get down. Okay, in the hip bridge position, heels are underneath the glutes. I'm going to push my hips up. Then I'm going to move up. So this bottom hand actually reaches towards the heel. And the top hand reaches up, over, and across for that lat. Okay, then I actually scooch myself tight. People end up all the way, I get tight again. I throw my hips. I go up, over, and I reach from the bottom up at the top. I'm really trying to get some height here. We're not going to make this terribly fast. What we're trying to do is up, reach. Okay, so I want you to reach down, reach over. And you're still pressing the hips, and so you should be rolled onto your shoulder completely. Okay, from the side, up. So I'm going to reach down, up. And I'll notice I'm pushing my hips at this top position. So I'm on this shoulder, reaching all the way over and across. I come back down. Again, I'm moving around so you guys can see all angles. Up. So the key is here I'm pushing down and away. I'm trying to split my body in two directions. Perfect. Okay. So that was a hip bridge and reach. Next, we're actually going to be doing what's called a seated Z. So what I'm going to be doing is I want you to get as tall as you can right now. Crisscross. I'm going to take my hand behind my head. Okay, and this is what you guys are doing. You're going to come all the way out. And what I want you to work on doing is touching your hands behind your head, your fingertips together, constantly. Okay, up. So behind the head, and then reaching upwards. You gotta really reach up. Okay, so my top hand here is driving down. This as it comes behind, I'm reaching, sneaking that hand up, and we're constantly moving that back and forth. Reaching, so reaching away, reaching towards. Getting, still staying tall with the spine, making sure I'm still reaching to this crown of the head. This one feels like a minute, just never ends. Whew. Okay, so it takes care of the shoulders. All right. Rest. Next, we're going to start to ramp things up a little bit. We're going to go into a swimmer, to a push-up, to a kick through. Okay, we're going to take it at a light pace. So we're going to lift our hands up. We're going to reach to the outside. So right when I get here, I'm going to hands down. So from here, make sure you're not engaged in the traps at all. I see a lot of people do this drill like this. Relax your traps. Bring your hands under. We're going to push up. I'm going to step my right hand. And this, I'm going to create a little space here. And this left hip is going to sit through. Okay, to get back, hip comes up. You can drag it back, shoot it back. Hand, foot, back down. Okay, so we're gonna go up, rotate. Remember, relax here, relax the traps. Just try to push everything back. Hands here, I'm gonna come up. Now I've got my left foot right in that groiner position. I'm gonna open up this side, sit through nice and long, push my toes up, hips up, hand up if you want. Back down, up, outside edges of the room. We're gonna end right in a strong push-up position. Good, so we are gonna do that one for another round. Okay, now that we got the hang of it, we're just gonna pick up the tempo a little bit. So this is when we start bringing the mobility work to start getting our heart rate up and start building things a little bit faster. Okay, so here we go. Okay, but we're still putting tension to the outside, not trying to tension up the shoulders here. Getting in a step, sit through, hands down, down, down. Outside of the room, rotate down, right underneath the nipple, push, step left foot hand. I'm gonna open this side, sit. You're trying to push your hip all the way through. Don't get caught here. Slide through. Hand down, down. Again, up, outside edges of the room, push down, step, sit through. I can even pull back. I can come up and kind of make whatever you want of this. Down. You see if we can hit this left side before the clock runs out. Okay, step, sit through, down. We're gonna walk it up and roll all the way up. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna bring it back down. Okay, now we're gonna go into some more familiar moves. So we're gonna go into a crab reach. So to do the crab correctly, first thing we wanna do is make sure we own the bridge position. So as you come up, make sure that your knees are actually pushing together a little bit, not so much apart. So my knees are pushing together, right hand comes up, and we're gonna bridge and look over. Okay, what I want you to do today is kind of see if you can sway your hand to the other side. Okay, hip down. So we're here, I'm gonna go up, press my knees together, reach. I'm gonna see if I can continue to work that hand behind me before I bring my hips down. Okay, down the center, hips go first, arm reach. Now I'm gonna see if I can start to rotate. Follow that hand with your eyes. Hit the ground behind you and down. Other side, push all the way up. And again, if this might be just where you are today, but explore, seeing if you can reach that shoulder back. Have the ground, down. Other side. This is a build on to the traditional crab reach. And we are down. All right, so we have a couple more exercises to squeeze in. I'm gonna pop off my socks because we're gonna get into some side planks. Okay, so the next move that we're gonna be doing is a side plank row. So we're gonna just get a touch of strength working right now. So we're gonna get plank position, nice and long. I'm gonna come up. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually row the floor and flick. Okay, again, I'm gonna row the floor and flick. Now 30 seconds, we're gonna go into a long position. So we're gonna start short and we're gonna end long. We're doing this on each side. Row, flick. Okay, we're about at the 30-second mark. We're gonna get nice and long here. We're gonna post all the way up. Again, if this is too much, you can shorten everything. Okay, same idea. I'm gonna row and up. Okay, you can put your foot in front. Row, up. Row and push that chest forward. Almost think about getting your nipple to the ceiling. It's a really good actually cue I just learned. Up, up. About 8 more seconds. Keep the hips high. And time. Nice work, guys. All right, we're closing on the final side again. We're going to start on our elbow. Okay, with the row, you're leading with the elbow till it can't go any further and then extending. The shoulder stays in one place as you collapse the elbow and row back down. Okay, so again, we're going to start short. We're going to go elbow and flick. Sorry, I can't see my face. Elbow and flick. Again, to use your obliques more, you actually want to point your belly button slightly towards the ground a little bit. Okay, so up nice and high. And squeeze right here best as you can. You might want to stay here the whole time. That's perfectly fine. Okay, if you're ready to go up a level with me, we're going to just plant the hand, come up. Okay, again, we're going to row and flick while keeping the hips high but slightly pointing down towards the ground. This row part's really important. Pretend like you're pulling something a band off the floor and then punching it to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to keep, again, pull. I almost sometimes open my hands. You can watch me grab, pull, and flick. All right, nice. So we have 2 more cycles. Okay, the next 2 things are basically going to get you up, moving. I already broke a sweat. Okay, so what the last 2, this is a full 14-minute workout. The time's running right now. It's like 16 minutes. We're just going to start rocking and then going into a strict core move. So hands around your knees. We're going to rock back and forth. Okay, and just stay right here as you gently rock. Okay, as we get to 30 seconds, we're going to hold this position at the top. So right now, you're just using a little bit of your abs. If you want, you can let go. Okay, you're trying to keep your forearms right at your shins. Okay, in about 5 seconds, I want you guys to sit up nice and tall. We're going to stay here. Okay? So we're going to stay right here. So get your chest tall right now. Reach your hands. Keep your knees, your ankles away from each other. And you can start to lean back a little bit more. Narrow the knees a little bit more. Now everything's touching. We're going to hold. And you're breathing right in the middle of your core. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, so our final drill is the last one today. This is going to help you just kind of gloss everything together. Okay, it's a pretty big flow that we're going to go through. It's a lot of movement, so it's very familiar for a lot of you who've done a lot of my workouts. It's a big groiner flow that kind of pieces this all together. So we're going to start where we first start in the down dog. You're going to step right foot to right hand. Okay? Now from here, I'm going to actually sweep up with my chest. So my chest comes off the ground, comes first, then I'm going to lift my back leg. Okay? I'm going to put that foot behind. I'm going to step foot to hand. Okay? You can go in between if you want. My chest is going to come off first. The tough, like let go of your hands here. You can feel your groin really work. Come all the way up. Okay? Hold it here for a second. As I come back down, you're going to put all your weight on your front leg. Squeeze the back leg, squeeze around the kneecap, and lift so your butt's lifting. Okay, you're going to come back down. Foot goes behind you. Step foot to hand. Okay, make sure your hands lead first and make sure your groin is doing all the work, not your back. Okay, and we lift off. Let's finish that out here. Step foot to hand. Okay. Remember, from here, it lets me know that's doing the work. Going to bring the chest up. Last but not least, get a little balance. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So that was the new flow. Again, you can run through this a couple more times to get a full body workout. This is great to just loosen everything up. I usually do this about 2 rounds for about a good 30-minute workout.